Hi, welcome back. This is Serpentstare. This is Magic 2014. Last time I was mentioning the stack. Right, I have to choose a creature to make indestructible. I'm going to choose my Colonian Tusker. Now, it will become indestructible before it gets hit with the lightning bolt. Otherwise, it would have died just then. But now, since life comes back at the end step, and that's also when it loses indestructible, it's fine. Now I can summon one of my Alpha Tyranaxes. But it has summoning sickness. I think he's going to lightning bolt this again to prevent it from hitting me. No? You can do that, by the way. If a creature is charging at you, you can just destroy it before it has a chance to deal damage to you. You can do that with a destroy effect, or with direct damage. Lightning Hounds. There are 3/2 with first strike. Pretty dangerous. But my Alpha Tyranax can take them. Unless he buffs them, of course. And also, you can use burn spells to add to the damage that something takes after a fight, or before one. So if, for instance, he hit this with a lightning bolt and it then only had 2 toughness left, and then it got in a fight with the Lightning Hounds, it would lose, because the Lightning Hounds would deal their 3 damage to it first. And that would be enough to kill it, because it wouldn't regenerate its health until the end step. Let's bring out our other one. Combat! 9 damage incoming, dude. What you gonna do? Of course, he's going to choose to block the one that he can kill. Oh no? He blocks the Alpha Tyranax. I think he's going to play a burn spell on it to finish it off then. Otherwise, all he's doing is preventing himself a little bit of damage this turn. Nope. I guess he didn't. Oh well, his loss. Goblin Offensive. Put X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. X can be paid by any number of mana. And the higher the number of mana you put into it, the more X you get. So in this case, if he paid, say, 6, that would be the 3 standard plus 3X. Then he'd get 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. And I like the flavor text of this one. Goblin Offensive? They certainly are. Now he's going to put all of his mana into it, which is 7, and get 4 1/1 goblins.
A spell that has X in its cost has an effect that changes depending on how much mana you pay to cast it. The more you pay, the bigger the effect.
Untamed Might. Target creature gets +X until end of turn, and it can be cast at instant speed. So, I could pump in, at the moment, I could cast that for up to 5, both power and toughness on any of my dudes, because it does cost 1 green plus the X. Beast kill for their very survival. If you would have their strength, you must know their desperation. Konos, Sylvic Sage. I'm not going to cast that this turn, though, because I'm not going to need to. This combat, I'm going to attack with all 3 of my creatures, and he will block all 3. And since none of them have trample... There we go. Since none of them have trample, I wouldn't be able to deal damage to him anyway. Since these goblins are all just 1/1s, there's no point in dealing extra damage to them. So it's better to hold on to this and save it for later. Continue. He plays Lava Axe. It's a spell that costs 5 mana and deals 5 damage to target player. A strict upgrade over the Cinder Hatchet. Sure. It's often considered a fairly weak spell because 5 mana for 5 damage is a very high mana cost. The only advantage it has over casting 2 lightning bolts is the 2 lightning bolts would take up 2 cards. And card advantage is a significant consideration. But still, the 5 for 5 mana per damage ratio is a pretty good reason why most people don't use it. Or many people choose not to use it anyway. Sometimes useful though. Now, he'll probably be blocking at least one of these. I'm going to stop the timer. And I don't actually have to do this. I'm already hitting him with enough to kill him. But I'm going to do it anyway. I will cast Untamed Might. 1 out of 6. Choose a value for... okay, I do have 7 lands there. The maximum I can choose is 6. And then I will cast it on my Tusker and buff it so that I deal him even more damage. I had to do this after he chose blockers, because otherwise he would block the one that had the biggest buff, that I put the buff on. Since I waited for him to block first and then cast it at instant speed, I could just choose the one that he didn't have anything blocking. Okay. That's our tutorial about instance and the timer done. Come back next time to learn more about activated abilities. And then we can get to the actual game. See you then!